What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. My gosh, I have not posted in a few days on this channel because I felt like absolute garbage. I don't know if I had COVID or what, but I'm officially over that now. I was planning on taking mom and dad to Corpus today for a doctor's appointment, but Matt said he would. And in return, I said I'd watch his dog for the day. So there's Riley. He's about 14 or 15 years old. He is blind and he's deaf. So it's gonna be an interesting day watching him. And then I got Baxter back there in my bedroom. This portion of the house is very hot. There's no AC, so I have all the windows open, trying to allow as much airflow in as possible because we will be working on the interior of the house today. We got a lot of gaps and stuff that we need to fill in around all the windows. I picked up 4 cans. I don't know if this is gonna be too much or not enough. We'll find out here in a little bit, but got this great stuff right here. It's about $5 a can, I believe. It can do up to 1 inch thick, basically around all the windows. There's little gaps. Some of them have bigger gaps than others, which I'll show you right now. As you can see right here, this is my kitchen window. It does have small gaps all around it, which we're gonna fill in with the spray foam. It's not a huge issue. The windows do not leak whatsoever. And then over here in the bathroom, you can see it's a lot tighter in there, so I probably won't have to spray foam that. If anything, I'll go back and caulk it right after. But so as you saw, all the windows are just a little bit different. We're not professionals, we're not machines. Things are not gonna be perfect around here, but we're trying our best to get it done. So. Once again, I'll have to go back in and spray over here. If it's a little too much, I'll go back in with a razor blade and trim it up. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be getting into today. We officially finished off the roof yesterday. Dad and I got up there for about 2 hours, cut all the shingles, did all the ridge caps, got that stuff taken care of. And then I officially have everything we need to start the LP siding on the outside of the house as well, which we're gonna do probably on the next video. So anyways, I need to stop talking. Let's get to spraying. Says to shake it for about 60 seconds. And to fill it in about 50%. Now I've seen some videos where they spray it like this, and then some of them say you have to spray it upside down. So I'm gonna try it like this first, just to see how it comes out. And if I need to switch it, I will. All right, guys, so on that window, some of it does stick out a little too much, so I'm gonna spray a little bit less this time on this window and just try to move it a little bit quicker. All right, guys, I would highly recommend buying gloves. I got a box of them for like 20 bucks at Lowe's. You can see it gets very sticky and very messy. It's not my first time doing this, and I know it can get really messy, so that's why I'm wearing my glove on this side, and this side I have a free hand, so I can just clean it like this as I go, and then smooth it out along the edges. All right guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. I've only done the first 3 windows. I wanted to see how much it actually expands from when I first sprayed it. And I'll just say this, learn from my mistakes. It expands quite a bit here. You can see it's sticking over pretty good, so I have to go back in with the razor blade and trim all that off. I do understand that they make different types of these. Some of them they make for windows, some they make for big gaps, some of them they make for small gaps. I just went with this one. I believe it's about $5 a can, $6 a can, something like that. But you can see back here, there are some big spots here I'm gonna have to cut off. You don't want it to get on the outside of your window because it gets everything dirty. As you saw, the glove, everything gets super sticky, and that's the last thing I want is a bunch of stuff getting stuck to my windows. But that one can, can't even talk, that one can did these 3 windows up here. So I'm gonna give it a little bit longer. It's still just a little bit tacky, and I'll go back in and trim all that out. Once again, we are gonna spray foam the entire house. I'll either have a local company do it, or I'll buy some kits like I did last time online and do it myself. We did one up in Oklahoma. I'll probably link that video at the end. We got 3 kits off of Amazon. I think they were like $1,100 a piece, and it still was not enough for a 14 by 32 building. It was maybe 2 inches thick on the wall and maybe 2 inches thick on the ceiling, which you need a lot more of that to make it efficient. But as far as this goes, the windows are sealed up pretty much 100%. There's no leaks anywhere. I'm just doing this for extra precautions. We'll go back in with wood or a sheetrock, trim out the windows. You won't see any of the foam that I just added. This is all just extra precautions that I'm taking. It only cost like 20 bucks, $25 for the foam, so it was well worth the money to be able to help secure the rest of the building up. So anyways, I'm gonna let this stuff dry out. I'm gonna go ahead and trim up that stuff, and then we're gonna check back in. All right, so now that I actually know how much it expands, I'm gonna go ahead and do this window. Try to put a little bit less in there, and then we'll get this one trimmed up as well. On this one, there wasn't much of a gap at the bottom, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one as is. I'll go back in and caulk everything once we put the trim work on this one. So this one should be ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and let it expand out. We'll check back in on this one in a minute. We're gonna move over to the kitchen and over there to the bathroom windows. All right, so on this kitchen window, there is a nail that's in the way. When we were shooting them in from the outside, sometimes they go in places you don't want, so I'm gonna take the grind that one off. And this window should be good. I forgot that the bathroom window is pretty snug, so I didn't have to put any of the spray foam on that one, but I need to get this nail out of the way. All right, we should be good to go. If there's any other nails protruding, I'm gonna go ahead and cut them out as well, but I think overall, we're pretty much done here in the living room and the kitchen area. I still have some windows in my bedroom that need to be done, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up all this. We're gonna check in on the first windows. They should be nice and dry now. We'll go back in and trim them out, and we're gonna see what they look like. All right, so I went ahead and trimmed up this side right here as good as I could. It was protruding out quite a bit. You can see on the bottom, there's still a little bit that I need to do. Then it gets worse on this side. This is what it looked like before. All right guys, so once again, I'm just using a razor, and this is a little shim from one of the windows. Just go ahead and cut it off. I use this to kind of drag it back, pull off some of the excess, and it just comes off in chunks. I'm sure there's a million ways to do it and a lot better ways to do it. This is just the way I'm doing it. As you can see, it comes off in big chunks like that. It'll be messy in here. I'll have to do some sweeping after, but it'll be totally worth it in the end. Come back in, cut down. There it is, nice and clean. Come back in, sweep all this stuff out, and then we'll continue our way up. All right, so I officially got the first window done. I would definitely recommend getting like a putty knife or something with the flat edge. Like I said, I don't have one, so I was just using a piece of wood to scrape along the edges, but now it's nice and clean. I went ahead and cleaned up around all the windows as well. Got to continue on the rest of the windows. As you saw, it took me maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes of scraping or so to get this one done, but overall it's sealed off pretty good. Once again, we'll go over it with the trim and stuff later on. Sorry the light's a little bad when you're working around windows. It's hard for the camera to adjust, but once again, definitely get some kind of scraper, make your life a little bit easier. I wasn't really thinking too much before I got into this project, but overall you can see it does cause a mess at the bottom. I do have a shop vac I can use to suck up all that stuff. And overall that window's ready to go. I'll just continue my way around the building. Like I said, I got about 9 windows to do and 2 doors. And one of them I'm going to have to work around in my bedroom with the AC unit in there. So that one might have to hold off for now. But just any kind of crack or something you can see, fill it in. You do see some cracks up there at the top. We are going to spray foam it once again, so all that stuff will be sealed up. I'm just trying to get around all the windows and doors. Sometimes like on older houses, you'll sit inside and you'll hear a little bit of a whistle sound, just the wind creeping through the cracks on your windows and doors, and that's what I'm trying to avoid here. So once again, it may not look the prettiest, but there's foam in all the cracks there now, so we are completely sealed off and ready to start the next one. I know, guys, I got the world's smallest shop vac. I got it from my truck. But anyways, I came in and cleaned up all along the sills here so the windows shut real nice. Try to keep everything as clean as possible while you're working in a small construction zone so you don't trip over stuff. And overall, you're able to find stuff a lot easier. But once again, that's pretty much what I'm gonna get into today, is just finishing up the rest of the windows. I wanted to show you what all it takes, or how I'm doing it as far as sealing up around the windows. I understand there's a million ways you can do this. It's just the way I'm doing it with the materials that I have. If you have any tips or tricks, comment down below, let me know. Stay tuned for the next video. Once again, I have all the siding ready to go. Very exciting to get that going because it's gonna make the house look so much more finished on the outside. And I'm just glad that we are done with the roof as well, because that wore me out. So anyways, I do appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching. Stay tuned, we got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. The outside of the house is gonna be completely changing, and then the inside as well. We're gonna start doing the plumbing and the electric. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.